moves, including the signings of J.J. Watt and A.J. Green. So expectations are even higher for season 3. And wide receiver Christian Kirk believes it's do or die for Arizona in 2021.
I think, it's now or never for us. And that's the attitude in the locker room. I think we finally feel like we have all the pieces to put it together and really make a push, for the playoffs and for a championship. And I know guys in the locker room aren't expecting anything less than that. We know the opportunity is here, and, we have to rise to the occasion, and we have the right guys and the right leadership to do it.
If you question whether that's the best division or not, don't. That's the 4th best roster in that division, and they have J.J. Watt and DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray. Christian Kirk. Like, it's a...
A.J. Green.
Yeah.
And Malcolm Butler.
It's really,
James
really...
Conner,
that division
Matt
is
Prater.
A handful.
Yeah, it is an interesting year for Cliff Kingsbury, though, because even though they did improve...
They did. Got to be fair. They improved.
13-18-1 record. They had an 8-8 record last year.
He gets no break, though. He has to face Pete Carroll twice, McVay twice, and Shanahan twice. So it's like... You really have to sit down and think about that if you own the Cardinals and he goes 1-5 in division. Okay, so I lost to Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson twice. All right. I lost to Shanahan and Garoppolo twice. Okay, Stafford McVay. He may well be a good coach, but think about what other divisions. If you are Andy Reid, and now you have Brandon Staley, who's 18 years old, Vic Fangio, we're not sure. Gruden was gone for 10 years. That's not a knock on Andy Reid, but I'm saying you have to have context for Cliff Kingsbury. This is the greatest coaching division in the NFL. You have to play all of them twice. They've all got quarterbacks, and there's no days off.
No, it is. That's all true. But at what point do you start taking chunks out of that?
That's right. Well, they got better last year.
Yeah. So right. So they're trending in the right direction. And look, it was an 8-8 record, but there were some very close games there. You win, you lose, right? There's not another column for but they played really well in this game.
I'll tell you, we've had something weird happen in the country. A few years ago, all the Boston teams won. And then last year, all the Tampa teams were really good. And remember, a couple years ago, the Dodgers teams really won. And now the Phoenix Suns are in the finals. Keep your eye on the Arizona Cardinals. It's weird how it works. There's a synergy where cities have these little bubble years where everybody wins.
Well, they also have a little more expectations because, when the fans start getting a taste of some success with one organization and one sport, they start to hold the other teams to those standards.
Accountable.
I think Cliff Kingsbury has a little bit more runway than it might be insinuated, but they have made a lot of aggressive moves this offseason. It's just tough. That is a really impossible division.
Yep. Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping.
I love talking to people who think that they need to know everything.
You don't know everything. It's like people...
Don't you want to know what's going on? I'm like, absolutely not.
How about the people that try to control, and men and women both do this. They want to have control in the marriage. Get out of that space. No, thank you.
You don't need to control everything. You don't need to know everything. There's a reason your parents didn't tell you everything. There's a reason your boss doesn't tell you everything. It's because they want you to enjoy your life. Go to Vegas to spend a couple dollars, see a show. Go have some brunch. Enjoy your life. You're not supposed to know everything. There's a reason why there's top secret files. It's not for everybody to know.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I don't want to know everything.
Neither do I.
I don't want
I want to go to brunch with my friends and have too many mimosas and Uber home.
Yeah.
I want to have a nice dinner. I want to see some movies. Maybe travel a little bit, see the world. Come here to work, enjoy my job.
There's stuff happening upstairs in this building. They got big plans. Could be bad news for us. I don't want to know.
Big plans, great. Big plans, problems. We're here to talk sports. That's our job.
They have to
people are like, well, don't you would you ever go into politics? Why would I want to make decisions that could affect millions of people's lives and the rest of history? Why do I want to do that?
I struggle to make decisions for Buddy and Yossi.
Yeah, I don't know what I want to do for lunch.
I got them the wrong dog food 2 weeks ago, and they looked at me like, do better. My dogs looked at me
your dogs have special food.
It was because my wife buys this amazing stuff that comes to the door once every couple of weeks, and sometimes I'll feed them stuff, and they'll look at me like, that's why we like Mom more, because you don't even know how to feed us.
I don't want those problems. So LeBron will not be joining Team USA in Tokyo for the Olympics this summer. Some of that has a little bit to do with Space Jam, but he also opted out of the 2016 games in Rio. And now that LeBron's 36, Team USA director Jerry Colangelo believes that we've seen the last of King James in the Olympic Games.
Father Time takes its toll. If you're a human being, your body is built to go so long, depending on what your sport is, and then it's a downhill situation. And LeBron made choices these last couple of Olympics not to participate because he's got a lot of things going on in his life. And so he put in his time. He made a contribution that is appreciated, but I think his time is over.
LeBron does not need to play in another Olympic Games.
No, I think you do it once in your career, maybe twice max, and it's over. That's fine.
He's played in 3,
yeah, that's
and
enough.
He's one of 3 U.S. players to do that. He won bronze in 2004 and gold in 2008 and 2012. He has 68 games with Team USA. He's first in assists, second in games played, 3 in points, 3 in rebounds, and 3 in steals all time for our men's Olympic team. He does not need to contribute to the Olympics anymore. And when you consider how many games LeBron has played, not just in his career, but if you tag on all of the playoff games,
like 3 more seasons.
He's played 3 extra seasons. Yeah. That's not even including the Olympics. So he's given his contribution to the country when it comes to the Olympic Games, which was very much appreciated. And listen, I'm all in on Space Jam this summer. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
So he's absolutely deserving to hang up the Olympic hat. So Ben Simmons could be on the trading block this summer, especially after the poor performance in the postseason. The Athletic laid out a potential trade of Simmons for Damian Lillard, but an anonymous NBA executive said that would be a very risky move for Portland to make. When discussing Simmons, the exec told David Aldridge, he's still really good, but he's so broken right now, you're going to get killed if you do that. And you're the guy who replaces Dame.
I also think what Dame's great at, Simmons can't do.
Yeah, that's his point. Like, you're replacing Dame.
So it's just a weird thing. It'd be like one thing if you got a lesser Dame. Jaylen Brown of the Celtics isn't Dame, but he's pretty darn good and a better defender than Dame. And I got 2 draft picks. Like, that's aesthetically.
Yes.
Blazer fans will be like, well, Jaylen is bigger and stronger, so he's a better defender, and he's a pretty good offensive player, and we got 2 draft picks. So you get good instead of a great player, and you get great hope, yes, draft picks. But if you start going to Ben Simmons where you're like, he can't shoot, period, and you're watching Dame score 38 down the street for the Mavericks, that just doesn't sit well with fans.
Well, that's the executive's point is. Everyone's always trying to win trades and all of that. Like, how things look to your fans and how they play out on the court are not necessarily the same thing. Like, it might be a good move to get Ben Simmons if Dame wants out. Like, Ben Simmons is a star, but Ben doesn't do what Dame does, and Ben comes with high-level expectations because it's his name. So you don't want to put Ben in a situation where he's expected to do what Dame did, or he's expected to take them further than what Dame did because Dame is a star and they love him, and then he'd be leaving. Like,
yeah,
you got to manage expectations with things too, which is why that trade that you just mentioned would actually be a better trade for them because the expectations would not be as high.
That's right.
You've got a little bit of hope. You've got a little space. Ben comes in replacing Dame. It's like, all right, let's go. Like, we should have more now.
Yeah.
Not that Ben is a better player than Dame, but he is a big name, and those expectations change things. So, speaking of expectations, the